Hello, welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. So, as you know what I'm going to say, please like, please share, and please subscribe to the channel. January, I had 92% of people viewing the channel for the first time. That was fantastic. And 21% were regulars that are watching this channel. So, if you're in that 90 odd percent, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get this channel built up, and I can carry on sending out content on here for you guys. So this one is the post match of Liverpool 4, Newcastle 1. So Onslaught made two changes to the team that started at Wednesday in the Carabao 6-0 thrashing. He bought in Ibu Konate and Kirkes for Robbo and I would say Frimpong, but it was really Endo because Endo played majority of that game with Frimpong going off injured after 2 minutes. And it was nice to know that Konate said to Slot that he was coming back early from his bereavement, from his the death of his father, and he wanted to come back and help the team. So he had a couple of days training, and he was thrown straight back in by Slot. And obviously, Kirkes was a no-brainer for me, pace and to replace Robbo. So yeah, so let's have a look at it. But before I start, did any of you watch or see on LSC TV that when the lads came off the bus and into the corridors of the main stand that they were wearing Tommy Hilfiger attire or shite, however you want to see it. Weren't for me that. It looked like a bunch of Sunday league teamers who'd been out on a night out on Saturday night and had a skinful and were going straight to play a game of footy on a Sunday. So some of you might like that, but it wasn't for me. I know most of you did anyway. Liked it, should I say? So yeah, bench looked good as well. First slot: Endo, Chiesa, Jones, Robbo, Naoni. Ramsey was there, Narlo, Ungamoa, and Marmadashvili. So obviously, team Allison and Slobosly played right back, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, McAllister and Gravenberg, Salavert, Gakpo and Ekitike up front. With Newcastle, it was Pope. Hall played left back. Dan Burns was in. I was surprised he started, but I did also say I think he would probably start. Tiao and Trippier was right back. I said Trippier might get the nod. And then in midfield, it was Willock, Tonali and Ramsey, and Elanga, Gordon and Barnes up front. So yeah. Look, the game, first 30 minutes, it looked like we were the team that had played PSG on Wednesday and not Newcastle, because we were really slow. Our decision making was awful, and Newcastle had the better of us, and it showed in the early exchanges of the first half. You know, they got a corner after a minute. It got cleared, and they got a long throw and trying to utilise Dan Burn. That was cleared. Don't get me wrong, apart from one thing in the first half, which was the goal, and I'll get to that in a minute. Newcastle, were getting cheap free kicks from Simon Hooper, who has to be up there as one of the worst Premier League referees. He cannot move on that pitch. He gets paid to run on that pitch. Just bear that in mind, will you? He just does not look fit. After 5 minutes, the sweat is pouring off him because he can't handle himself on a pitch like that. How does he get to become a Premier League referee? There's fitter referees on a Sunday League park than he is, and he was awful for Liverpool in the first half. Absolutely awful. He tried to make amends in the second half, but yet again, his decision making in the second half was shite. But have to be he was for both teams in the it looked like he'd run out of steam. Honestly, that lad is not fit. If you did a beep test for him, he'd give up after 90 seconds because he's that slow and he's that crap. He also needs his eyesight testing. That's my off my soapbox of Hooper, but he'll probably get mentioned as we go through the game as well. So yeah, Trippier free kick, it gets cleared. 10 minutes, Gordon gets a yellow card because he's chasing down Alisson. Alisson gets the ball away, be it just in time, but there's no need for Gordon to go in there. I don't care what the crappy commentary said. I forget who the lass was on there. She said he's got every right to go for it. Not like that, he hasn't. With his stud showing, no chance. And yeah, so on 16 we get a throw in. Hugo Ekitike picks the ball up, runs across the 18-yard box, unleashes a left footer, and Pope gathers that. So yeah, and on 17, Hall throws the ball, it gets cleared. Salah's on the break, and instead of going towards the goal, he tries to check back. I think it's Trippier. He kicks the ball out. It's a definite corner, but Trippier is shouting the loudest to say it's a goal kick, it's a goal kick. And Hooper, that buffoon in the middle of the park with a whistle in his gob, decides it's a goal kick when it clearly sees it's a corner. His liner doesn't help him either. So yeah, Newcastle have a good break on 19. Goes out for a corner. We defend it well. Alisson then punches the ball out, goes out for another corner, and he gets cleared. 24 minutes, Newcastle get a free kick. Hall takes it. It bounces out to Barnes, and Barnes curls it. Alisson's beaten, and it hits the post. Lucky for us, it hits the outer bit of the post, and we scramble it away clear. And don't get me wrong, Newcastle were on top of the game in this first 30 minutes. They really, really were. And they were knocking on the door. And although we were defending well, we weren't doing as good up top in trying to stop the ball from coming through and making overloads for our defenders to try and deal with, especially down the flanks. So 20 minutes, Gakpo heads the ball out, goes out for a Newcastle corner. Trippier takes it, goes out for another corner, and we deal with it. And then on 29 minutes, every 60-odd thousand that was at the ground saw Konate clearly win the ball against, was it Ramsey or Willock? And that buffoon, Hooper, decides to give Newcastle a free kick. Everybody in the ground knew that. Even the players knew that. Van Dijk went over to him. Hooper is such a bad referee, honestly. And he was just waving players away. So, free kick given, nothing comes of it. And 32 minutes, Gravenberg and Ekitike trying to work the ball. It gets cleared for a corner. Nothing comes from the corner. Pope gathers it. 33 minutes, Salah works an opening for a cross. And again, Pope gathers the cross. 34, Gravenberg has a chance to shoot on his left foot. He doesn't. He tries to bring it across to his right foot. The ball is pinched off him by 3 Newcastle players who are around him, and it leads to a Newcastle break, but nothing comes of that. But a minute later, absolute, has to be called shite defending by us, honestly. Willock is running down the left-hand side, and Slobbersley is just jockeying him. Excuse me. Instead of engaging with him, he allows him to pass the ball into Barnes. Barnes gets hold of it bounces off Barnes, hits Mako, toe pokes it towards Gordon, and Gordon takes his opportunity, hits it low and hard under Kirkis's legs. No chance of Alisson reacting, and it's 1-0. And if I'm honest with you, they deserved the 1-0 lead. And all of a sudden, the shackles came off Liverpool when they conceded that goal. And the Anfield crowd were brilliant. Really, really good up to that point. But they carried on singing. And then 37 minutes, Ekitike, he should have shot, but instead he tried to do a 1-2 with Gravenberg, and it goes out for a corner. Salah takes the corner, and we waste the opportunity. And then on 40, we finally take our chance. Ball's on the left-hand side. Salah's trying to cross it. It ricochets to Gravenberg. Gravenberg passes it to Wirzt. Wirtz, the magician, takes out 3, maybe 4 players with his trickery, finds the space. Ekitike's on the move, and left foot shot, and there's Ekitike outside of his boot. What a finish. That is as clinical as you can get. Now, he's been touted as being like Fernando Torres. I tell you what, Fernando Torres was good, but can we just say this is Hugo Ekitike? There's a bit of a difference between him and Torres, and this is the Hugo Ekitike I like, and I like to see for years to come, because he's a joy to watch when he's in his pomp. And good work, as I said, by Wirtz to get him that finish. So 41 minutes, we sit back, don't we? And Van Dijk gets heads the ball away for a corner, and it's cleared. We are defending well. I have to say, we are defending well, apart from that one bit of lack of concentration for their goal. And 42 minutes comes the second goal for the Reds, and every credit goes to the ball boy. He throws the ball to Ali, tells Ali to pass it to Kirkes, and Kirkes will pass it to Ekitike, and Ekitike will score. If only it was that simple. But it was great work done. Great pass from Ali. Kirkes, he could have easily passed to Wirtz, but he saw the run of Ekitike. He looked up, and Ekitike was pointing to where he wanted the ball. Great pass by Kirkes. That reminded me of when I saw him making them sorts of passes last season for Bournemouth, and now he's doing it for us. And Ekitike takes the ball. He's only got Thiaw, and I'm not kidding you. When he went past him, there's no reaction from Thiaw. He just was left for dead. But what a finish. People are calling it a toe poke. Is it? I don't think it was a toe poke. I think he meant everything of it. And so 2-1. Okay. And it could have been easily 3-1 just before half time. Slobosly, Salah, back to Slobosly, he crosses it, goes out for a corner. Salah takes the corner. Ekitike is just wide. And then 2-1. The Reds are doing well. And like I said, we first 25 minutes, we just looked like the team that had just played PSG and not Newcastle, and every credit to Newcastle for coming out and trying to play. But then we got ourselves together. Like I said, the shackles were off, and we were on it. I tweeted at half time that we need to get the third goal first. Or the next goal first, which would be the third goal, and so I was a bit apprehensive. I'm thinking, will Newcastle come out stronger? And to be fair, in the second half, they did. They did come out strong in the first 10 minutes or so. So Van Dijk had a cleared one on 51. Trippier takes the corner. Again, we defended it well. It was clear. 54, Gakpo. he beats two men, but his shot is poor, absolute poor. 55, Gakpo wins a free kick. Slobosly has the free kick, and I'm thinking he's going to have a pop, but he doesn't. He goes in for a over the top ball to Van Dijk. Van Dijk heads it, but Pope gathers it easy enough. 58, Maka. He wins a free kick, and when I say he wins a free kick, he gives a free kick away, if I'm honest with you. Newcastle take it. Trippier, great save by Barnes, but the flag goes up because Gordon was in an offside position. So it was interesting that if Gordon had scored, to see if he timed his run well. I think he might have done, but fantastic save by Ali. It really was. 64, Gakpo wasted a cross. It then comes out to Ryan Gravenberg. He just shoots high and wide on there. And then Gakpo to Wirzt to Salah. Poor finish from Salah, if I'm honest with you. 71 minutes, the changes are made. Off goes Alanga, Ramsey and Barnes. Voltemard, Vissa and Ramsey come on. So fresh legs for the Geordies there. And then the game started to settle down. 77 minutes, Gordon, he had a shot. It went wide, but it was too easy for him to pick the ball up and have a run and create the space and have a shot. 79, Tonali, corner. Trippier takes it, but Ali gathers it really well. And 81 minutes, Dom Slobosly, good defending, goes out for a corner. Corner comes in, and again, we clear our lines. And 82 minutes, it's have I missed the third goal? I think I might have, I think I might miss the third goal. When was that? On 66 minutes, I think it was. Yeah. Ekitike wins the ball. He heads it back to Gakpo. Gakpo finds the space, and then he passes it to Salah. To Wirtz, and Wirtz then finds Salah. Salah's running into the box, and Wirtz is still there. Wirtz is in space. He passes to Wirtz, 3-1. Great finish by Florian there, and yeah, we've got control. We've got control of the game, and it was at that point that Newcastle made their substitutions. So where was I? An 82 minutes. Ekitike and Florian Wirtz, and Salah come on off for Chiesa and Jones, and then Trippier comes off and Asula comes on for the Geordies. 86, Endo's on, Wirtz off, Hall off, Murphy on. It's a bit of a looks like that Newcastle have conceded defeat. And 88, Hooper bottles what should have been a second yellow card for Dan's as he clinically takes out Gakpo at the cop end. No way was he going to go for the ball. And Gakpo did react, and every credit to Jones for saying it's not worth it, mate. It's not worth it. Hooper, you're a bottle job, an absolute bottle job, because that was a defo second yellow, and Dan Burns should have been off. No excuses. So yeah, 89 minutes, corner. Slobosly takes, and it's cleared. Endo crosses it, and Van Dijk hits it just wide. And then on injury time, we get another corner. Gakpo wins a corner. Slobosly takes it. Pope makes a hash of it. If I'm honest with you, he flaps at it, and it falls through Ibu. and Ibu literally side foots it. I think it comes off Tiao and it rolls in, and the celebrations were superb. Honestly, everybody must have felt for the lad. He's been away for the last 2 weeks. He's the head of the family now that his father's passing, so he's had to deal with a lot. He still is dealing with a lot, but I thought he was. It was brilliant, and that was the full time. And I have to say, perfect second half performance. Konate was my man of the match because he was solid at the back. Anything that was thrown at him, he dealt with. Anything inside the box, outside the box, he was really good. And I'm sure his father's watching wherever he is. He would have been extremely proud of his lad's display in that in that game. I thought that the Anfield crowd was superb, and the reason they were superb is because they had something to sing about. And I don't know whether it was under instruction or the players decided that enough was enough. We're not going to sit back, hold back. We're going to go out and attack. But it was brilliant to watch. Really, really, second half, singing, shouting, and it's a joy to watch, and it gets you off your seat and it gets you singing and shouting and cheering, and that's what they did. And so, yeah, let me go through the players. Alisson made some good saves, solid again. Could do nothing with the goal, unfortunately, but he stopped two or three others. And Dom Slobosly, don't like him playing right back, but apart from his error in letting the ball come across him, he was solid enough. His long range pass. I mean, he made a pass to Ekitike, who Dan Burns couldn't read the ball. Ekitike should have been getting his hat trick, shouldn't he? When he was clean through, he just hashed his chance and it went miles wide. Yeah, so Konate, my man of the match, as I said, solid after what he's been through in the last 2 weeks, and he's come in as if he's not been away. And every credit to the lad, honestly. And like I say, every credit to every player that went over to him. And obviously, Ali ran the full length of the pitch. Mind you, Hammy's Ali, and give him a kiss and ran back. So yeah, and obviously Konate in tears when he'd scored, and that's how much it meant to him. And yeah, it was nice to see that. Van Dijk had a good game. I know he had nothing hardly to do on Wednesday night, but this is the bread and butter, and this is where you want to see your captain be the leader, and he was. Kirkes had a good game. His defending was excellent, and trying to get the ball forward. I tell you what, I did notice about Kirkes. Something that was different was that he never overlapped Gakpo as much. He just stayed out where he was because he ain't going to waste his energy if Gakpo's not going to pass him the ball. And he was ready to do his defensive duties, so he did really well there. McAllister had a good game, slow in the first 30 minutes, and then once we'd scored, he became Maka of old, so he did really well. Ryan Gravenberg, probably his best game for maybe over a month, and I thought he was superb. Many people had him down for their man of the match because of the way he ran the midfield, but he was close, but not close enough as Ibo was. Mo Salah didn't particularly do much in the game. He still, when he had one opportunity when he outran Hall, didn't he? But he just tried to hit it. He tried to do a bit of a toe poke, didn't he? Pass poke with his left foot, but he's no Hugo Ekitike, is he? So when he should have shot with his right. But yeah, he made the assist for Wirzt, and that was it. And talking about Wirzt, quality, quality, quality. He was superb again today. Ekitike is his partner in crime. They've got a brilliant understanding. Cody Gakpo. You know what you're going to get from him. He probably had his best game for Liverpool. Somebody was telling me a stat yesterday that he's not scored at Anfield since November. I'd have to have a look at that if that's true. And if it is true, it is a bit piss poor from one of the main men up front. He needs to do a lot better for me. So Ekitike, Hugo Ekitike, others, man of the match. Yeah, probably rightly so. But we have got another baller as a striker on our hands. And you could see when it went 2-1, when it showed the slow-mo as he's walking past the Newcastle bench, Eddie Howe could look at him and then look down. He knows he's missed out on on a very good player. And the ones that they bought, Visser and Voltemard, aren't a patch on him at all. So there's been some really good positive things to come from the game, stats-wise. 17 shots to 8 on target for the Reds. 7 were on target to Newcastle's 2, and obviously one of them was the goal. Big chances that they had was Liverpool had 7. Big chances that Newcastle had were 0. So yeah, and Hugo Ekitike, I said there's lots of positive. Hugo Ekitike, he's now got, 15 goals this season. That's a good return. He's paying back some of his 70 million that we paid for him, whatever it is. He's certainly paid a chunk of that off already. And yeah, so we've scored 10 goals in 2 games. Look, Carabao and Newcastle are totally 2 different kettles, all right? We know what Carabao are like as opposition-wise, and we demolished them. But Newcastle is different gravy. This is the Premier League, week in and week out, and we dispatched them. Another positive is that Ekitike and Wirzt, they've assisted each other 6 times, the top of the table for that. So yeah, all in all, it looks really good. The players have 7 days before they play the next game, so they've got a good rest. Hopefully we can get Joey Gomez back. There is some interest in a player that Sunderland have got on loan from RB Leipzig that was Gertemard or something like that. He's a Dutch player. He's been playing in midfield for him. He's currently not in the squad at Sunderland where he's on loan. Or in the team. He's not been able to get in the team, and he's on a season-long loan there. But Liverpool, according to sources, are trying to get a loan deal done for him for till now and the end of the season. So I don't know how that's going to work out with Sunderland. Do Sunderland get somebody in as a replacement before they allow that? But talk from the northeast is that Sunderland won't stand in his way, which is good move for him. Look, he can play. He's a Dutchman, so he's versatile. He can play fullback, centre back, and in midfield. So if that's the case, and a loan deal can be done, it's not ideal, but it's another body that's in and training with the lads and getting sorted out. So I don't know the truth in that. If the Reds will get that over the line or not before the deadline tomorrow at midnight, is it? But we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so thanks for watching this. The next one is obviously for the Man City pre-match warm-up. They do have a midweek game against Newcastle in the second leg of the Carabao semi-final, which they're leading 2-0. So will Guardiola be resting his big guns ready for the game at Anfield on Sunday? He might do, and Newcastle will have to go all out and try and get a result from there as well. Okay, that's me done. Thanks very much for watching. This is a good half-hour video, and as I say, please like, please share, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you guys if there's no other news about transfers. I'll speak to you on Friday with the pre-match warm-up. enjoy the rest of your weekend. Up the Reds.